All right, so real quick, let's talk about EdPuzzle. So this is a rehash or a repeat of my Lunch and Learn on EdPuzzle from the very beginning of the year. So I don't know if you guys saw that one or not. So it's a repeat. If not, it's going to be all new to you. So what is Lunch and Learn, or what is EdPuzzle? EdPuzzle is a cool little website tool that you can take a video from YouTube or other websites, and you can embed questions in it as you're going through. So let's take a look here at this first video about it. I'm going to turn up my speaker so you guys can hear that, which, by the way, when you play a video in a presentation mode on Meets, the audio from the computer does not go through. It just doesn't pull audio from that. But I have discovered if you have speakers on your computer, the microphone picks it up, and it seems to work pretty decently. Good workaround.
Do you want to create amazing video lessons in minutes? EdPuzzle is your missing piece. In EdPuzzle, you can find wonderful educational videos.
Can you guys hear that okay?
Uh-huh.
From
Yes.
YouTube,
Yes.
An Academy, Vimeo, or even reuse video lessons from other teachers or upload your own. Then you can make the perfect lesson using EdPuzzle editing tools. You can trim a video and take only what you need for your lesson. You can also record your voice to make a warm introduction or explain with your own words. Finally, you can embed questions during the video to check the understanding of your students. In minutes, you created the perfect lesson, and in just one click, you can assign it to your students. EdPuzzle provides you all the information you need. Who hasn't watched the video, who doesn't understand the lesson, and who did a good job. Remember, in EdPuzzle, you can find amazing educational videos, make the perfect lesson in minutes, and track your students with hassle-free analytics. With EdPuzzle, you can make any video your lesson.
So one of the most important things I think that he mentioned in that was that you can find video lessons that are already made. Okay, so you don't have to spend an enormous amount of time setting these up on your own. There's plenty out there on the website that other teachers have made, and you can borrow their videos and assign them to your kids, no problem. So let's have you guys do an EdPuzzle real quick to test it out here. So if you go to tinyurl.com/LLEdpuzzle1 or LLEdpuzzle2. There's two choices there, a science one and a history one. They're about 3 minutes long, 2 or 3 minutes long. So I will give you a moment. I'll give you about probably 4 minutes to go experience a quick EdPuzzle, and then we'll talk about it. All right, does anybody need more time on those? All right, so let's talk about it a little bit here. So some things that you can have inside your EdPuzzle video, you can insert a fact or a statement. You can make something you can pause and just pop up some words that you've put in. You can also put in your voice recording. If, for instance, there's something going on in a video and maybe you don't want the sound or whatever, you just want to show, some sequence of events and you want to comment on it over the top of it, you can record a voiceover for that. You can put in an image. My example that I had previously made that has all these things in it was gone this morning. It turns out it disappeared off of YouTube. The video was gone, so my EdPuzzle was gone. So that's something to keep in mind too. Keep track of that stuff. You can put in multiple choice questions. You can put in open-ended questions where they can type answers. If it's multiple choice, then it's going to be able to grade it for you automatically. There's closed captions that students can turn on, which is great for ESL. And anybody else special needs, any special pop stuff. If you assign it through Google Classroom, then you can set it up where they can't skip ahead. So they're unable to fast forward through it. They've got to watch all the way through it, and it's going to keep track of what they've watched, how much they've watched, and how much they haven't watched. If it is, if they weren't sure about something, they can repeat the last segment. So they listen to a part, get to a question, they're not sure about the answer, there's a button that pops up to repeat the last segment so they can hear that last part again, watch the last part again, and then have another shot at the question before they submit their answer. Also, you're going to get instant feedback if it's right or wrong, if it's multiple choice answers.
Mine is still trying to open it, so I haven't even done it.
Oh no, I tell you what, if you click over to the chat tab, I put a link to this presentation in the chat tab, and you can pull up the website where it is there, where the slideshow is, and you can link to the EdPuzzle video direct from there. And we'll be done here quick soon, and then you can run through it, and I'll hang out and see if you have any questions about it. All right, so you're going to get data from the responses, who got what questions right or wrong. You're going to get grades and stuff that you can use to put in the grade book. If somebody doesn't even watch the whole video, it's going to tell you that, if little Johnny only watched 27% of the video and he tried to tell you he was done in about 2 minutes, he wasn't. You have direct evidence. You can say, look, man, it says right here, you only watched 27% of the video and you only answered 1 out of the 5 questions. So I know you're lying. Go get it done. You check them for understanding. Okay, it's great if, as a history teacher, I would like to use this to, especially in this situation we're in now, to record like a notes lecture that I would normally do in class, and I would pause it, screencast my notes lecture, and then I'd put it into EdPuzzle. And as I'm going through, whenever I get something that I know that's from my learning goals or that's a testable question thing, I would pause it, I would make a pause and put in a question related to that, just to reinforce that and to check for understanding on those learning goals. It's great for differentiating because of the pace. You're moving at your own pace in EdPuzzle, unlike other things where the whole class is moving all at once. If somebody needs more time to maybe re-listen to a section a couple times before they're sure and they move on, they can do that. They're moving at their own pace. That's one thing I really like about it. Storybooks, it's a great thing for having storybooks. So maybe you can find on YouTube, where right now there's a lot of that going on, where celebrities and people like that are reading storybooks for kids. You could grab one of those off YouTube and you could plug in some check for understanding questions throughout it. Step-by-step going through math concepts or science experiments, a review of historical events and people. I would use EdPuzzle in my history class if I had a video to show that was like, maybe say it was a 20-minute video on the Civil War, and normally I would show it to the whole class, and some people would zone out and wouldn't be paying attention. I got to the point where I would put them in EdPuzzle, and I would throw in those check for understanding questions throughout it. And I'd have kids busy working on those videos on their own independently, and they were a lot more engaged that way. When they're watching it on their own device, they've got their headphones in, and they're not as distracted by the people around them. It seemed like I got a lot more engagement out of videos with this tool. solid liquids, gases. We saw that in one of the examples there. Create your own video lesson. I mentioned that. So if you screencast your own little video lesson, put it on YouTube, and then pull it into EdPuzzle and put in check for understanding questions, I think that's a fantastic use of this tool, especially in the situation we're in right now. When you sign up for EdPuzzle, you get 20 videos for free on your account, and every time you refer a friend, you get 3 more, and I think you both get the 3. So if you have friends and colleagues that you want to get using this, give them your little referral code or send them the referral email, and when they sign up, you'll both get 3 extras on your account. You know, you get a few on there, you probably get it up to 30 pretty easy, and that's quite a few videos. At least in a normal situation, I would say you don't want to do these all the time, or you'll burn them out. But right now, maybe the more EdPuzzles, the better, because we don't have a whole lot of other options, do we? If you want to learn a whole lot more about EdPuzzle, you can become an EdPuzzle certified trainer. There's a 90-minute training that they have on their website that you walk through, and it is really detailed and really good. I've been through it, and you learn everything about it. It walks you through every single aspect of EdPuzzle, the grade book of it, assigning it, you know, step by step, syncing up your Google Classroom with it, importing and exporting the rosters, sending out assignments. It is very detailed, and by the time you finish it, you will be a complete total expert on it. It's definitely, I would recommend it. If you don't want to spend an hour and a half on it, there is a simplified 30-minute one, and again, you can get the links to these trainings on this slideshow that I put in the chat tab. But heck, I mean, if you got 90 minutes to kill one of these days here soon, you might as well learn all about EdPuzzle, huh? And you even get a little certificate to print out. All right, guys, that's the end. That's all I got for you. That's EdPuzzle. Quick, basic introduction to it there. You guys have any questions? Anything else that I can tell you about it?
You might have said this, but how long can the videos be, or can it be any length? Like,
you know, I haven't run into a length restriction on that. It should be able to be any length.
it's like if you wanted it to last pretty long in the classroom, you could. Like, it doesn't have to be just a short clip.
That's correct. I've definitely